Welcome back to Focus Fox Valley on WHBY. It's time now for our Focus on Careers, where we partner with Fox Valley Technical College to introduce you to different careers of promise in the area. And today we are talking all about the associate degree in nursing, highlighting that associate degree nursing program. Jennifer Zernzak joins us here today, associate degree nursing instructor, and we're going to learn more about this really in-demand career at Fox Valley Technical College. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Haley. Welcome. Or thank you for having me, I should say.
Yes, I'm so glad you're here today. And my goodness, nursing, such an important job. I'm a little happy you're here in case anything were to happen today. You never know. But a really in-demand career, a needed, respected career as well. And Fox Valley Tech has a couple of different nursing pathways. But again, we're talking just on this 2-year program, this associate degree in nursing. So I'm hoping we can start by just kind of walking through the program a bit.
Sure.
And where are they preparing to go with this particular degree?
Absolutely. So if our students are ready to start our program, what they do is they have to take a CNA class first of all, so we kind of get their feet wet into that nursing career. And then they just have to take 3 gen eds and they can start right in our core program. So once they get there, it's 2 years, so 4 semesters in spring and fall in our program. And then we just teach them all about the nursing world. So we start off kind of hands-on, doing a lot of skills. So listening to heart and lungs and learning all those assessments, how to give meds, learning about the foundations of nursing. And as the semesters progress, obviously getting more complex and learning about different disease processes, learning about maternity and newborns and all of those fun things as well. So one thing that I think is really a common misconception in just the general population is like the difference between an associate degree and a BSN prepared nurse. So really at the end of the day, when we complete our nursing program, all students need to take that licensure exam and we take the same NCLEX and they're still the same registered nurse at the end of the day. So I think that's a lot of people get a little bit confused about that. So, yeah.
That's a really good clarification. But one thing that I've learned is that there seems to be a lot of different layers or levels in nursing.
Absolutely.
And you can always kind of continue that education.
Yes. So it is very complex. We had to make things difficult. We do have another program. We have the LPN or the practical nursing program. So that one's only a 2-semester program once they get to core. But our associate degree nurses can stop after 2 years and take that exam and work as an LPN. And then, like you said, they can complete that 4-year or that 4 semester to complete the associate degree. And then we work so closely with local area colleges and just colleges really throughout the country to get that BSN. Some hospitals do require that our graduates get that BSN completion within 5 years, but often after coming by us, they'll pay for them to do it. So it's a financially reasonable option to come by us, get the same, take the same NCLEX, get that RN, and then, kind of go from where you want to go. So sometimes you need it to work and sometimes you don't. So
it depends on the situation.
Yep.
Interesting. If there's one thing listeners should make sure to do sometime in their lifetime, it's to tour Fox Valley Tech.
Oh my gosh.
And to see the different training facilities. It's all about hands-on training. Talk with us about the facilities that these students are learning in.
Absolutely. So we have just basic skill labs, which have kind of more of our basic models. So, obviously we don't want to inject somebody without practicing or do any of our skills. So we have just kind of our basic models for injecting, doing mannequins, starting IVs, doing trach cares, things like that. But really, I feel like our pride and glory at the Tech is our simulation center. So it's kind of like a hospital-like environment where we have a room that's more simulated like that, and we have a mannequin in there that is more computerized. So we call it a high-fidelity mannequin. And as an instructor, we're behind a double glass, and we can kind of control what's going on. So it's really kind of fun for everyone, I think. So the mannequins actually breathe, their chests rise and fall. We can have our students listen to different lung sounds, to different heart sounds, change the rhythm of that. They can feel for pulses. They can see their eyes blinking. They can actually look at them and their pupils will change if you shine the light in them. So we do a lot of learning in that environment, because what happens in the hospital setting when we go to clinical is if a critical event is happening, the nurses obviously should take over. That's what should happen. And our students kind of get pushed to the side of the room to watch. But we want them to be prepared no matter what the situation is. So in simulation, it gives them the opportunity to really be the nurse in control and it's a safe environment for them to learn and make mistakes. And then as the instructors, we can say, okay, you gave this medication, and we can kind of show them what would happen if you gave the right medication. Hopefully is what they do. But obviously there's lots of learning with doing the wrong thing too. So if we accidentally make a medication error, it is a safe environment. No harm was done. And hopefully we learned a very valuable lesson to not make that mistake again. And in addition, it also gives our students all the same experience, because in the hospital, you never know, like we could have 8 students there who have 8 very different clients, and we can kind of give them all the same learning experience in our simulation center. So yeah, we have 6 different rooms. We have most of them are adults, but we do have one that in second semester we use for a mom in labor, and then we have a newborn and then a pediatric patient as well.
What an amazing resource.
It is.
Of course, though, you do kind of move on in a sense to that clinical space as well. There are some areas in the community that partners with Fox Valley Tech to offer that for students. What are those?
Oh, we have so many wonderful connections. So we have students go to Ascension, to Theta Care, Aurora. We have so many long-term care sites like Brewster Village, St. Joe's, St. Paul's, Oak Ridge. And then once our students get to kind of 4th semester, there's so many more. I can't possibly list them all, but those are some major ones that we work with. So when our students go to clinical, we start that right away in 1st semester and have them go and actually take care of a client. I mean, our simulation center is absolutely wonderful, but it's not the same as working with a real person.
Yeah.
So when someone is in distress, like you can see that on their face, or if they're scared, just having those emotional connections with clients is huge just alone. But obviously we're working as nurses, so we want to get that hands-on experience even more. So we work right alongside the staff members at those hospitals or in the long-term care. We do assessments and give meds and kind of are working alongside them and seeing like what happens when we have this test and now we learn more information. Where are we going from this? So clinicals I'm definitely a fan favorite, and it really is what they're going to do as nursing. So it's wonderful to have such amazing partners, and we appreciate all of them.
We're talking with Jennifer Zernczak today, associate degree nursing instructor with Fox Valley Tech. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, the demand for these grads and what they're seeing locally as well. So stick with us. More to come in our Focus on Careers after this. We are exploring the world of nursing with Fox Valley Technical College, highlighting their associate degree nursing program with instructor Jennifer Zernczak. And in demand, this is one of those careers, nursing. Of course, we saw during the pandemic, we learned about the gaps and the need for healthcare workers. When we look at the associate nursing program and the nurses that are in need here, what are you seeing? Graduates still in high demand?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sure if any of you listening have gone to healthcare recently, I mean, there's just waits, especially in the ERs. There's so many people who need care. And I mean, unfortunately, we just don't have the nurses. Even before the pandemic hit, we are kind of in a nursing shortage, and it's only going to get worse. So definitely high demand field right now. And for years to come, it will be.
Yeah. So let's talk about maybe who's a good fit then for the program. Yeah. Who is an ideal candidate? And if someone's interested, if there's a high schooler listening, a college student listening, even people looking for maybe a change in their career.
Absolutely. I was going to say, one thing about the tech that I think is amazing is we have a wide variety of people. We have people right out of high school who are like, yep, I knew I wanted to be a nurse since I was 2. And then we have people who, like you said, change careers. So we've had people who have been 55, 60 years old and come through our program. And I mean, the majority of our students are a little bit different than a non-traditional straight out of high school student, where they're working full time because they need that, income. They have a family, they need their insurance. We have people who have little kids and spouses and are taking care of so much other things going on in their life that they can't, just have the luxury of, like I did when I went to college, just kind of like living in a fake university world where kind of all those other problems are gone. So we do work so closely with students of all, our new grad or our new high school grads, and And we have amazing resources at the college to help them. So people should be interested in science for sure. Like, how does the body work? You have to kind of love that in order to really understand nursing. And then there's so much other things that, like I say, the soft skills, right? You need to have that kind, caring. We're like one of the most trusted professions. You know, when you talk to a nurse, you want to be able to hope that, you know, you can trust them and tell them things and that they're going to be there for you. They're caring for you instead of being at home with their family. That's kind of what their life calling is. So those are some of the main things that I think to be a nurse, that, you know, just have to be willing to care for others in their time of need.
Yeah, and my goodness, shout out to those nurses. They really do love on you so much when you are in need. And I can think of many times where I've been so appreciative of that nurse in those situations. All right, so maybe someone's, you know, thinking, okay, maybe a nursing, maybe starting with that CNA, as you mentioned earlier. What would you recommend for a student who's maybe just looking, browsing? What's your advice?
Absolutely. The CNA is probably the first place I would say, if you haven't taken that, that's kind of getting your foot wet into what nursing is all about. And like I said, it is a requirement to come into our program. Like you also said, coming to the tech, I can't stress that enough. Just coming, like, I work with the most incredible instructors and they go above and beyond. And I think once you kind of meet them, you see that. Coming to see what our lab our labs look like in our simulation center. We have usually 2 big open houses for the colleges in usually October and February. That please come out to those, or just call our admissions department. They're happy to answer any of your questions, or they will give you a private tour as well, or check out our website as well.
Fantastic. The website, if you could mention it for us, Jennifer.
It is
fetc.edu/nursing,
I believe.
Yes, you are spot on. I kind of put her on the spot with that one, but yes, fbtc.edu. If you just search associate degree nursing program, and they're ready to take you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jennifer, thanks for being here today. It's been
Thank
great to chat with you.
Appreciate it.
All right. That's